There's a young woman in that car named Billie Meade. We'll meet her shortly. She's an outward telephone operator. While there's no such thing as a typical operator, you might say that Billie is representative. She has the usual human virtues and frailties.
That's no frailty. That's my husband.
And though she's a bit brighter and more responsible than the general female population, she has to be, to handle herself on a modern tow board. Come to think of it, there's something remarkable about Billie. She's a link. In a world where it's becoming more and more important for people to keep in touch, Billie and the other girls like her are the links between Joe Dokes and the Shah of Iran, between Centerville and Singapore. And an average tour of duty will bring her in contact with literally hundreds of individuals. Housewives and business tycoons, beatniks and movie stars, and of course with other operators like herself all over the country. Most of her calls aren't particularly dramatic. In fact, not dramatic at all, but they're nonetheless important, especially to the people concerned. For instance, in the next few minutes, her calls will include a lonely mother who wants to hear her married daughter's voice, and the baby's too if he's awake. A field engineer who needs technical data fast, Billie will put him in touch with his home office. An elderly lady who's after some advice from her doctor. A lawyer pinning down a real estate deal for a client in Florida. There'll be a family that's just got word of a sick relative and wants to know a lot more than the letter says. And a salesman who's lost all his credit cards and needs an advance to pay his hotel bill. Of course, every operator handles calls like these every day. Ordinary routine calls, except to the people who place them. And here, sitting alone by no coincidence because she planned it that way, is the second girl we're to meet, Linda Pierce, a pal of Billie's from back in Northside High, but only recently transferred to this office, which again, by no coincidence whatever, brings up the matter at hand, namely...
This mark sensing that you're using over in this office, did you girls have much trouble getting used to it?
Mark sensing? Oh, it's like anything else, I guess. You need a little time to catch on.
But how much time? A week? 2 weeks? A month? I look at the other girls at the board and I feel like a dope. And I'm not used to feeling like a dope.
Are you having trouble with the ticket?
No, it's not the tickets. I mean, I know what to do. It's just that, well, I'm not handling as many calls as I did with the other tickets. I get to concentrating so hard on the tickets.
Have you talked to Miss Reiswick?
No, I know I should. But I'm not a new operator just out of training. Billie, we've been friends ever since we were kids. What is it you do? What do the other girls do? And what do I do to get my speed back?
You know, it's funny at that, how when you do something all the time, you get so you just don't think about it. Of course, there are the usual things, like those Billie is remembering from her own early mark sense training.
Things like, well, having your cord ready to answer a signal. Operator? Being ready and marking the numbers as the customer gives them. Thank you. Understanding the bulletin indexing and always opening it to the right page. Getting the call underway first, and then asking for the calling number while keying the last 2 digits. Your number, please? So you'll have more time to finish marking before the call station answers. Overlapping whenever you can, like disposing of a ticket with one hand while answering a signal with the other. And, of course, understanding the mark sense tickets and knowing when and how to mark each bubble.
But as Linda said before, she's not a new operator. She knows all that already. There's got to be something more.
Linda, I've got to go. Let's get together later. I think I can help you out. Don't let it get you, kid. It's simple, really.
Sure, very simple indeed, no doubt. After you figure out what it is. A special trick or gimmick? No. The old thing about practice makes perfect? No, not completely, not with an old hand like Linda. Well, what is the answer?
Now look, Billie Meade, there's a very simple key here somewhere. Overlap, Stay on top of the signals. Know how to handle the equipment. Keep the customers happy, of course. There has to be something more. Get with it, girl. Keep your eyes open this morning and come up with that answer, or you're going to look like a real dope to Linda come relief time.
Well, as long as we're here, let's keep our eyes open, too. Watch Billie closely as she handles a group of typical calls, and see if we can figure out the answer for ourselves. Since signals are waiting, Billie answers one before sitting.
Operator.
Area code 513-562-4718.
A single mark in each bubble. Thank you for giving me the area code. Advance while moving the ticket to the key set and ask for the calling number while keying the last 2 digits. Your number, please.
Terminal 22608.
This
Thank
lessens
you.
the chance of the call station answering before she finishes marking the number. Now Billie has a chance to mark the D bubble and enter her personal number.
Place the ticket near the calculograph and answer a signal. Operator.
Operator, I want Denver, Colorado, GE35180. Get me Donald Harrigan on extension 712. This is 646-5120.
Abbreviate the person details for prompt advancement. Thank you. Mark the person bubble. I don't need his number yet, so I'll ask him to repeat it later. Now, mark the area code while giving it to the customer. The area code for Denver is 303. Should you care to place your future calls by area code?
Okay, operator, thanks.
And, while keying the last 2 digits, may I have your number again now, please?
Oh, operator, it's 646-5120.
By asking him to
Thank you.
repeat his number now, she didn't delay advancement by marking it earlier, and avoided any chance of confusion between the 2 numbers.
Now, complete the details while waiting for the answer.
Good morning, Associated Computer.
Extension 712, Mr. Donald Harrigan, please. Long distance is calling.
Thank you.
Billie uses this waiting time to good advantage, marking the D bubble and her personal number on 3 more blank tickets.
Harrigan's office, Shepard speaking.
Mr. Donald Harrigan, please. Long distance is calling.
Just a minute, I'll get him.
How long will it take, please?
She enters the LK notation and the time and prepares to answer another signal as this call nears completion.
Harrigan speaking. Hello, Don.
As the second party speaks, she stamps the ticket and takes a waiting call.
Operator.
Ridgecrest 249.
Thank you.
Ridgecrest is a ring-down point reached by dialing code. Since Billie knows the route code from memory, she can advance and key the route code immediately. The underglass bulletin shows the identifying mark-sense codes for points within the state. Marking these codes on the ticket will allow it to be machine processed.
Ridgecrest.
249.
Right.
Your number, please.
Terminal 12468.
Thank you.
She'll use the disconnected cord to answer the next call, so she holds it while waiting for the Ridgecrest party to answer.
Hello?
Operator.
LL46028.
Thank you.
Since no place name or area code was furnished, Billie assumes this number is within the home area. She marks the home area bubble, advances without question, and keys the number from memory.
Your number, please.
It's SP50229, operator.
Thank you.
Even though the call station answers, she finishes marking the calling number first, then stamps the time quickly.
A coin box. Operator.
Operator, will you try to get me Phoenix?
She marks the coin and central office bubbles and marks the area code from memory.
Yes, sir.
Phoenix AL83892.
Thank you. The area code for Phoenix is 602. Should you care to place your future calls by area code,
The clip reminds her to collect the deposit.
get the rate, enter it while requesting the deposit. Deposit $1.10 more, please, for the first 3 minutes. Enter the coin denominations as the customer deposits them. Thank you. And mark the coin paid bubble. There's a disconnect. Stamp the ticket. Release that trunk. And get the coin call going. Your number, please.
TE49478.
Having already
Thank
marked
you.
the calling CO from the designation strip, Billie needed only to mark the last 4 digits. The sleeve associates the cord pair with the timing cord.
They've answered.
She lays the cord on the key shelf and plugs the timing cord into an idle timing jack. Here's how an operator would handle the call without initial period reminder equipment. After marking the calling number, she takes a memorandum tab and puts it on the talking key of the coin box call. When the called station answers, she notes the conversation start time as she stamps it on the ticket and enters the expiration time on the tab. Since no calls are waiting, Billie uses this time to take 3 more tickets, mark the D bubble, and enter her personal number.
Morning, Billie.
Hi, Jan. Operator.
This is Spruce 5512.
Instead of marking the calling number before she needs it, Billie pleasantly requests...
May I have the number you are calling first, please?
You sure may, operator. It's Miami, Florida, Cedar 55702.
She marks the
Thank
area
you.
code from memory.
The area code for Miami is 305. Should you care to place your future calls by area code?
Sure, operator. Anything you say.
Thank you, sir.
A disconnect appears as she's keying the number. She will not request the calling number until she has handled this disconnect.
Dill's Real Estate.
One moment, please. Long distance is calling. May I have your number again now, please?
Spruce 55128.
Thank you. Here's your party.
Bernie, I think I got you a deal. Great.
When she handles a call this way, she must wait until one party speaks and the other responds before timing the start of the conversation.
Operator.
Enterprise 6115.
That's special collect. Thank you.
She enters the number in the Bill 2 space.
Get the regular number from the bulletin. A 25 home area number. Mark the home area bubble, the regular number.
She retains the number mentally, advances to the trunk, and keys the regular number. Then notes the calling central office from the designation strip and marks the omit and the proper from CO bubbles. As she places the ticket near the calculograph,
There's the timing signal on the coin box call. It is now 3 minutes. Signal one through, please. Time the enterprise call and answer another signal. Operator.
the operator without initial period reminder equipment would note from the memorandum tab that it's time to notify the coin box customer. She cuts in.
It is now 3 minutes. Signal when through, please.
She times the special collect call and answers another signal.
Operator.
Operator, will you get me 516?
Billie recognized 516 as an area code from the second digit 1 and marked it in the compressed area code column.
Operator, make that collect.
Certainly. That number could be a coin box. Do you know if that is a coin telephone?
No, it isn't, operator. It's my brother's home phone.
Thank you.
Debbie, will you turn that thing down?
Your name and number, please.
Bob Griffin at 646-4620.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin.
She marks the omit bubble and the from central office bubble while awaiting the answer.
Hello?
I have a collect call for anyone from Mr. Bob Griffin. Will you accept the charge?
You know we call collect? Yeah, we'll accept it.
Doris?
Hi, Bob.
She releases and holds the answering cord of the disconnected call.
Operator.
Johnstown, Pennsylvania, 55631.
Since this is neither a
Thank you.
25 nor 7-digit number, she writes it in a proper space and gets routing directions and the mark sense codes from the bulletin. The codes will allow the ticket to be machine processed.
Advance, key the number, and while keying the last 2 digits, your number, please.
SD56240.
Thank you. The line is busy. I'll keep trying and call you.
She enters the route, which differs from the mark sense code.
Please do, operator. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's the coin box flashing. There's an additional charge. One moment, please. Collect the deposit.
Operator, will you mail a bill to my home for the difference? I don't have any more change.
As he speaks, she immediately marks the shorter over bubble, the elapsed minutes, and the amount collected.
Yes, sir. May I have your name and address, please?
Yes, Thomas Bishop, 2460 Glen Avenue, Yuma, Arizona.
Thank you, Mr. Bishop. One moment, please.
She checks the bulletin for the amount still due
The additional charge will be 65 cents.
and enters it on the ticket. She releases the answering cords for both the coin box and the delayed call to Johnstown and advances with the latter to hold the calling line.
Key pulse the calling number to hold it. And now I'd better check with Pat on that coin box call.
This is the supervisor, Miss Reiswick. May I help you?
Pat, this is position 2124. I had a coin box call where the calling party wanted a bill sent to him for the overtime.
A disconnect on the Enterprise call.
The amount of the shortage and his name and address on the back of the ticket. Should I mark the miscellaneous bubble or do anything else?
No, what you did was exactly right. You handled it very nicely, Billy.
Thanks, Pat.
You're welcome.
Operator,
Fort Wayne, Indiana, A1241.
Since this is neither a 7-digit nor a 25 number, she writes it in on the ticket. The bulletin shows Fort Wayne as an other place. This ticket will have to be handled manually by counting.
mark other place and write Fort Wayne in on the ticket.
Honey, just because we're upset, you don't have to pick on the kids.
Advance, key the root code, 1 letter and the 4 digits. Your number, please?
Terminal 32238.
Thank you.
A coin box signal is waiting.
Operator,
Operator, I'd like to talk to Lou Adams, person to person.
She marks the coin bubble, writes in the name, and marks the person bubble.
yes, sir.
At Las Vegas, Nevada, OV72830.
Thank you.
She knows the area code from memory.
The area code for Las Vegas is 702. Should you care to place your future calls by area code, obtain the rate, deposit $1.30 more, please, for the first 3 minutes. Enter the coins as he deposits them. Thank you. Mark the coin pay bubble and advance the call. Your number, please?
Terminal 469. Sorry, Terminal 49626.
Thank you.
Hello?
Mr. Lou Adams, please. Long distance is calling.
Well, he's not here right now. I think I can find a number where you can get him.
She enters the report,
Never mind, operator. Just cancel the call.
marks the cancel bubble,
All right, sir.
and files the ticket at once.
I'm sorry. My party has canceled the call. That is all, thank you. I'm sorry that we couldn't complete your call this time.
She returns the
That's
deposit.
okay. Thanks anyway.
You're welcome, sir. Now, try that delayed call again. Key pulse the root codes and the call number.
As soon as the ring starts, Billie rings back the calling telephone.
Hello?
I'm trying your long-distance call. Will you hold the line, please?
Oh, thank you, operator.
She
You're
cuts out
welcome.
of the connection since the start of conversation will be indicated by supervision and takes another call.
Relief time already and still no answer for Linda. Maybe I could stall her till tomorrow. She seemed awfully upset.
That's my Billy, always one jump ahead. Wow. A one-woman toll board. What hit you this morning?
Gee, it is kind of a pile of that. Funny thing is, I was thinking about something else.
This Miss Reiswick should know about. Maybe we...
Hey, what'd you say just now? You know, when I gave you the ticket.
I don't know. Hello or something.
No. when you saw it already picked up the ticket.
Oh, well, you know the way you are, always sort of one jump ahead of whatever's going on.
Thanks, Peg. Thanks a lot.
For what?
An answer. For Linda. With about 10 seconds to spare. You're a doll.
All I said was something about being always one jump ahead.
But that was enough, because in those words, or in that thought, is the key to the answer for Linda. And a lot of the answer to what makes a good operator a top operator. Always one jump ahead. It's that simple. And it's the answer to a lot more than speed. It means supervisory approval and confidence. It means greater mark sensing accuracy. As the machines convert your marks to the conventional punch holes, your tickets will be interpreted by the accounting equipment without a hitch, resulting in accurate billing. Your tickets won't bounce back wearing a big question mark. To our customers, it means their calls will go through fast and right. Few of them will ever realize it, but they'll hang up feeling better about their telephones and the operators who put through their calls. The next time they have a question, or get worried, or just feel lonely and want to visit, they'll be that much more likely to call again and help keep us all in business. To the operator herself, it makes her job easier, gives her a feeling of confidence, and that special reward that every human being needs, but not everyone is lucky enough to get. The satisfaction of doing a job that's needed and doing it well. So that's the answer for Linda. So simple, yet it means so much. Not merely in mark sensing, but in all operating, for that matter, in the whole business of living in today's fast-moving world. The habit of anticipating, of overlapping, the habit of staying always one jump ahead.